just showed up, and makes it a little hard to get into the farm when there is a massive hole. It's because we're putting in some huge 48-inch culvert pipes, and we're actually moving the creek on this entrance. So when you talk about farm flips, we're not just throwing some food plots on a farm and calling it a flip. We're spending almost 10 grand on the entrance of this farm, so that when you come off the road here, you'll have a really nice entrance. You'll have a proper culvert in that can actually handle the creek. And it's overbuilt for the creek, by the way. You'll have amazing house sites and all that here on the front part of the property. This is all part of being intentional with how we update the farms. But I gotta get it out of their way. Let's get to spraying. We got the Alec Tanner in the house. We're gonna make a man of him today. Out here, getting ready to prep for the food plots. You've got to spray your food plots. Please stop skipping this. If you're watching this as a hunter, stop skipping this. You gotta spray them. So today, August 2nd, we're gonna go 2 quarts to the acre of glyphosate here. I usually go 1.5 quarts, but we're gonna go 2 quarts, get these plots sprayed, give them a couple weeks to die off really good, and get some cereal grains in for this fall. But let's get after it. I'm gonna give you guys a quick tip. You probably didn't know there was a hunting tip coming with Dawn dish soap, but actually it's August 2nd. We are out here spraying these brand new plots, and I cannot stress to you guys enough, you definitely want to spray. Even if you look at this ground and you think, well, it's kind of already etched up and you've mowed it and it looks like a lot of this is dead, cannot tell you, you've got to kill all these working plants and this green vegetation. It just does not help your food plot at all. So here's mistake number 1. We went to Tractor Supply. What we did do well on is we got glyphosate 41%. Never buy Roundup. It's too, it's diluted, but glyphosate is what you want, 41%. We got a 2.5 gallon jug of that, so that's gonna work. But what we did not get is a crop oil or a surfactant. So it's basically like, well, if we put Dawn dish soap as a replacement, this is the tip. This actually acts to keep the chemical on the plant longer. So a crop oil is an oily, you know, water-soluble substance that just makes the chemical stick better. They didn't have any, so I'm gonna tell you an old trick I've used before, Dawn dish soap. So Dawn is not harmful to the environment, but it is oily and it will keep this chemical, in our instance, the Roundup, on the plant better. So I'm going to mix, there is 50 gallons of water in here. We're spraying about 3.5 acres. I'm gonna mix, I don't know, probably a third of this into the water. We don't want like a sudsy, you know, foam sud situation, but you just want enough Dawn in here to act as your crop oil. So if you cannot find crop oil or you're cheap, Dawn dish soap. We're gonna go normally 1.5 quarts to the acre of Roundup, but we're gonna go 2 quarts to the acre today, and we're doing right at 3 acres. I'm gonna spray it for probably 3.5 acres. I've got a brand new side-by-side sprayer set up so that I can be a little bit more mobile. We're gonna get this sprayed, but that is your tip. Dawn dish soap as crop oil. We're doing 2 quarts to the acre of glyphosate. Normally I do it 1.5 quarts to the acre, but since we don't have ammonium sulfate and a real crop oil, I'm going a little bit heavy on the glyphosate, and because this has not been sprayed in, 10 years at least. So that was 2 gallons, so we really need the better portion of this. We're gonna have about a 1/2 gallon left. All right, so that's our glyphosate. Now we're going in with our crop oil. Probably, you don't need a ton of this, so I don't want to overdo it. Probably about there. All right, we're gonna just run around the field without the sprayer on so that we can get this mixed up good before we start spraying. Little side note here, this is the Femco UTV 65 gallon sprayer. It has, I like this, it's got the measuring cup for dry chemical right inside the lid, and it looks as if it is snap on or threaded. I don't want to break it, but pretty neat that they've got that to where you can go ahead and put it right in. Nice little ad. All right, let's do it. We have got things fully underway with this improvement plan on this Ross County 81 acres. We are spraying the plots today, going to get those in the next 2 weeks, about August 15th. We've got stands on the way. We've got excavation work happening on the front of the property, brand new culvert, gated front entrance. We've got all these plots cleared off and ready to go. This thing is really going to be nice. So if you're looking for a farm, you better get a hold of us. I'd love to sell this to you pre-hitting the market. You'll have a lot less competition if you talk with us beforehand than if this thing goes to the open market. And as well, if there's things that you want to see on this farm that you'd like us to put in place, whether it's more hunting blinds or maybe more of a living situation, some of those things can be wrapped into the financing and to make it a lot easier on you to get one loan with this farm fully set up the way you want it. So let's talk.